Yeah, just I'm having a very difficult day and a very difficult evening. All right, baby, you need attention.
We were halfway through our time in Lisbon when the proverbial wheels started to come off. The next couple of days would prove the hardest, most stressful of the entire trip, and it would be these days that would push me to my limits.
Quick recap of the day's events. I can't remember what, oh yeah, so the SIM card this morning, then get to the bus stop that Google told us. The bus never came. Walk to a different bus stop, try to figure out the map, thought I was at the wrong bus stop, walk across the street to the different bus stop, bus comes, get on the bus, realize it's going the wrong way. Should have stayed at the other bus stop. Get off the bus at near a metro station, so that, you know what, I'm just gonna, that's no problem, I'll do this one. So we get in the metro, try to get a metro card, it won't take my credit card. Try to use cash, it won't take my cash. Guy behind me says it doesn't take anything higher than a 10. I only have a 20, so okay. You know what? There's a little cafe right next to me. I go over there, I get an espresso. Battery died, of course. I don't know where I left off. Got the espresso, got change, back to the machine, got the card, got on the train, get to the train station, find the aquarium. It's lunchtime, it's nap time, she's freaking out. Get her in the Lila baby. So, get to the aquarium. I was certain she was gonna fall asleep on the way there. Didn't fall asleep on the way there. Certain she was gonna fall asleep in the aquarium. Didn't fall asleep in the aquarium. The aquarium was great. Go to find the bus. Have very similar problems with the bus. It's 91 degrees. We've run out of water. Finally find the bus. Get on the bus. She falls asleep. And get off the bus, get where we're going. Everything's fine, great. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get us a nice dinner as a treat for having dealt with such a tricky day. And I was feeling so good. I was feeling so proud of myself because like I handled everything fine, surprisingly, for me, who has like the worst temper ever. I was fine, like, and I've been really working on connecting with Harper and like, you know, getting out of my own stressy world thing. And so anyway, I was just really proud of myself that I had kept it together. And then we come home and I try to look up the menu for the place that we're going and see if they take credit cards. And my phone is just like running horribly. So I restarted it, and you can't restart it with the SIM card, or it'll ask you for a PIN number. And the PIN number is on the card that I lost that has my other SIM card on it. So I start freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, my phone does not work. And I'm having to use the iPad. Of course, Harper was on the iPad, so then she's freaking out that I took the iPad, and she's freaking out because I'm freaking out. And she's very sensitive and intuitive, so she knows I'm freaking out, and that freaks her out for obvious reasons, because when the person in charge of taking care of you is freaking out, that's pretty scary. But when I'm freaking out, that's not exactly the time when I'm at my best to deal with a freak out. So we're both freaking out and losing it. And then I'm like really frustrated with myself because I know I'm losing it, and I was so proud of myself for not losing it. And it was just bad. It was just a spiral, and I was just so disappointed in myself and scared because my phone is my lifeline. It's how I figure out where we're going, and it's how I translate things to know what I'm ordering at restaurants. And it's everything, and not having it is just really, really scary.
The next day, things seemed to be improving. I got my phone fixed, and we saw so much of beautiful Lisbon. But that evening would be the hardest, worst night of the whole trip.
Okay, guys. After doing our exploring today, we got on a bus and came back to our neighborhood. We went to what we call Pigeon Park, which is just the park near our apartment. And I found a chicken place nearby, and I was like, yes, this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna get chicken, we'll take it home, we'll eat it. It'll be great. But the chicken place didn't open till 6, so we were killing time at the playground. And then Harper wanted to go home, and we still had an hour left, and I was like, that's probably the best idea. So we went home, did some laundry. When I was out with the laundry, I realized that the bag of trash that I'd put out there is kind of leaking and smelling gross, so I thought, okay, I'll take it downstairs. But if you've ever tried to get shoes on a toddler, you know that it's not easy. So I thought, you know what, it's just downstairs, we're not going outside. Let's just run it down. So I didn't put shoes on her, I didn't do anything. We get out down there, you know, we go down 3 flights of steps, which takes forever, but we do it. I throw the trash away. We go back upstairs, and then I realize the door locks when you shut it. And I left the key in the apartment, along with our shoes, my phone, my wallet. So I start knocking on people's doors, and nobody is home. I go out to the front and I buzz like every apartment. I finally find somebody home. It's like a teenage boy. He's really sweet. He tries to help us. Can't get the door open. Can't get a hold of the landlord. Again, nobody is home. He's calling people, trying the door. Finally, he calls his dad, has his dad come from wherever his dad was. And he tries, and the door is just not budging. Finally, they get the door open. I'm like, oh my gosh, praise God. I could have kissed them both. I was so happy. We get inside. I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my gosh, can't believe I did something like that. And it was 6. I'm like, okay, the chicken place is open. We're going to get chicken. Harper's not having it. I finally get her shoes on. We get out. I go to close the door, and it's not closing right. And I think, oh my gosh, like something happened with the lock when it was opened, and it's not shutting. So I just press the thing harder. And she's crying, but she had been crying the whole time that I was getting her shoes on. And then I realized that her fingers were shut in the door. Oh my gosh. So, poor thing. Yeah, so basically I win Mother of the Year award today. The weird thing is, like, I feel like if half of this stuff had happened in Charlotte, like, I would have just been a puddle on the floor. But because I know that there is nobody else coming to take care of this, like, it's me. Like, I am taking care of it. And while I feel like I'm, you know, really not doing a good job a lot of the times, like, it's also not undoing me in the same way that it would have at home. So there's that, for whatever that's worth. All right, I'm gonna go and relax and we will sleep, and tomorrow will be a new day. All right, ciao.
In Lisbon, there's a half-ruined church called the Carmel Convent. Outside the church, there was a noisy square, busy with tour groups chattering and snapping photos and locals catching up over cups of coffee. But inside the convent was a hushed peace that I so desperately needed. I slowly walked the grounds with my daughter, who was still very much struggling with the emotional roller coaster of being 2 years old. I thought about how beautiful something broken could be, and about how that's what I want my child to know, that she doesn't have to be perfect to be good, that life will break you down again and again, but you will build yourself back up, and every time you do, you're more beautiful than you were before.